There's a place on this earth where the night is darker than anywhere else, is not because the sun forgets to rise, but because light itself is a luxury. A place where the air carries the weight of unspoken thoughts. And where silence isn't peace, it's survival. This is the story of the people who decided to walk out of that darkness and the impossible price they paid for a chance at freedom. North Korean defectors. Not statistics. Not headlines. But human beings whose quiet courage reshaped their destiny, often at the edge of the world. Let me take you inside their journey. A journey that begins with a single, forbidden thought: what if life could be more than this? To understand the escape, you have to understand the cage. North Korea is often described as a regime, a dictatorship, a closed state. But those who live there describe it differently. They call it home, yes, but also a world of mirrors where you learn early that every reflection is being watched. Neighbors report neighbors. Children are trained to praise a leader they've never spoken to. And the idea of questioning anything is like whispering into a hurricane. It'll swallow you before the sound even forms. Yet even in the most controlled places, tiny cracks appear. A smuggled USB drive with a South Korean drama, a forbidden radio signal drifting across the Yalu River. A rumor that somewhere, outside, rice is cheap and life is not measured by loyalty but by possibility. For many defectors, the journey begins with that rumor. The first step. One woman told researchers, "I didn't escape North Korea, I escaped hunger." She was 8 when she realized the government couldn't protect her. She was 20 when she realized the government didn't want her. Her father survived the 1990s famine by eating grass mixed with corn powder. Her brother disappeared one night, either taken by soldiers or lost trying to cross the river. They never found out, so she made a decision, the same one hundreds of others make every year. She waited for a moonless night. She walked to the river. She carried nothing. No photos. No memories. No goodbye. Because in North Korea, escaping is not just illegal, it is a betrayal. Punishable not only for you, but for your family for 3 generations. Imagine that. One step toward freedom can doom everyone you love. The river. The Yalu River isn't big. On a map, it looks like a gentle line separating 2 worlds. But at night, it becomes an entire universe of danger. Chinese border guards patrol with infrared lights. North Korean guards shoot to kill. And the water, icy, unpredictable, has swallowed too many dreams to count. One defector said, "The river wasn't deep, but I feared it more than death. Because once you step into it, you are no longer a citizen of anywhere. You are a fugitive, a ghost. And the world you enter next. China is no safe haven. China the silent prison. China does not recognize North Koreans as refugees. It categorizes them as illegal migrants. And that small difference in language is the difference between life and being sent back. Returning means torture. Prison camps. Sometimes execution. So defectors hide. In basements. In barns. In factories. Some are sold into marriages in remote villages. Their lives exchanged like livestock. Others work in sweatshops. Paid nothing. Because their fear is the only currency that matters. Human rights groups estimate that 70 to 80% of female defectors in China are trafficked. A statistic too large to grasp until you hear the individual stories. One girl, 16, was sold for $3,000 to a man twice her age. She said she didn't cry. Crying is a luxury. I saved my tears for freedom. Yet even in this silent prison, word spreads of a way out. A secret path running through safe houses and strangers who risk everything to help someone they've never met. People call it the modern-day Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad of Asia. It stretches across thousands of miles from the forests of northeast China to the humid mountains of Laos and finally to freedom in South Korea. The journey can take months. Sometimes years, every checkpoint a gamble, every knock on a door a question: is it safe or is this the end? A South Korean pastor who helps defectors once said, "I've seen courage in many forms. But nothing compares to a North Korean mother walking across Asia with a child who has never known freedom." Sometimes these journeys end in rescue, sometimes in disappearance. Sometimes in headlines the world forgets too quickly. A new kind of freedom. For those who reach South Korea, freedom is not the finish line. It's the beginning of a quiet, emotional war with memory itself. Many arrive unable to read modern Korean because North Korea intentionally restricts vocabulary. Many don't know how to use ATMs, how to buy groceries, how to live without surveillance. A man who escaped at age 29 said the hardest part was crossing the street in North Korea. You don't choose where to go. You are told. Freedom felt like standing at a crossroads with too many directions. Some become activists. Some become cooks, engineers, translators, even YouTubers. Some go silent, carrying stories too heavy to speak aloud. But almost all of them carry one fear: the family they left behind, because escape isn't escape until everyone survives. The ones who never made it. For every successful defector, there are countless others who tries and never returned. Their names are not recorded, their stories are not documented, their dreams ended in a river, a checkpoint, a prison cell, in a country that denies they exist. This documentary is for them too. The invisible ones, the ones whose footsteps ended before freedom began. When we talk about North Korea, we often talk about missiles, dictators, geopolitics. But the real story, the human story, lives in the quiet bravery of its people. People who looked at a world designed to control them and whispered no. People who crossed mountains, borders, betrayals, and oceans of fear, just to answer a single question: what does it feel like to choose your own life in a world obsessed with power? Their courage is the kind that rarely makes headlines, but reshapes history in softer, deeper ways. So the next time you see North Korea in the news, remember this: behind every statistic is a face. Behind every escape is a lifetime. And behind every step toward freedom is a human heart that refused to stop beating. This is their story, and it's still being written. One escape, one risk, one unimaginable act of hope at a time.